Hey everybody, Tim here from Workshop 12, and I wanted to take some time to give everybody some updates on projects and manufacturing and everything that we have going on. So I wanted to start off first with COVID-19 updates. As you know, we've been trying to communicate. We put updates on our websites and social. We're trying to deal with Canada Post delivery delays. So the main component that we're waiting on to be able to fulfill orders that are outstanding to be able to go out the door is the amplifier. We had made orders for this back in early April. We have 4 different orders of those in at various times, and we've got an in-transit status update from the shipping companies. So we don't have a lot of insight into that. Made another order just the other day. We've got FedEx, or actually I think it's DHL, that's trying to deliver that one. It's supposed to be guaranteed delivery between 7 and 14 days. So we're trying to do as much as we possibly can to be able to get these components in, and being able to then final assemble those kits and get them out to you guys. So it's been really frustrating. We've been having deliveries that say that they've been delivered, but they haven't. Going to wrong addresses, opening up cases with FedEx and other different shipping companies. And I think just in general, it's been tough for anybody trying to ship components on time and being able to get them where they need to be. So one of the things that we will be looking at as well is when we're shipping those kits out. Typically all of our pricing was done on Canada Post. We're going to see what we can do to be able to use UPS or some other different carrier to get those shipments to you guys, if we can financially make it work, because we just don't want to throw things back into the same mail system that already has delays. So we're working very hard at trying to get those out. I know everybody is on wit's end waiting for these deliveries, and hopefully we have them coming in soon and being able to get those out the door as quickly as we can. So we thank you for your patience and sticking with us through these crazy times. Another update wanted to give is on USBC support. So this has been for the 2019 Tab A 10.1 inch that the G37 the 370Z, the 350Z, and the WRX kits need that support for USB-C. Even the G37 and the new models that we're working on require that. And we've been working on this chip. So we've been putting it through its paces. So far, it's looking pretty good. It's reliable most of the time. Gerald has some ideas of how we can update that board a little bit better so that it's reliable all of the time. So it seems to have some different issues depending on how much voltage is running through the system, on whether or not it's actually going to charge and do USB at the same time, or only do charge or only do USB. The chip kind of goes into weird states. So this is a tricky scenario that any USB hub out there is not capable of actually handling. So what happens is if you have accessories plugged into a tablet with USB-C, as soon as you remove power for the charge for the tablet then sends power to all the accessories connected and doesn't disconnect them. Just because, like with your mouse, you'll move your mouse and it'll wake up your laptop. But this board that we have in there will actually detect that we're not powering it, so the car is turned off, and it turns off any of the power to all the accessories, so the tablet believes nothing is connected. So like it feels as though it just pulled out the USB-C port or the plug, and then it behaves in that manner. And we've got it going pretty well, but we don't want to put pretty well out there. We want something that's going to work all the time reliably in your car for you. So we're getting really close on that aspect of things as well. So we've got a couple of the different revisions in the board that we're going to be testing. All the shipments coming back and forth between Gerald and us are now DHL that gets here in a few days. So we've been learning our lessons there as well on getting things into the mail. So that's kind of USB-C capability and where we are on that. So we'll continue to put some updates out there, but so far it's looking pretty good, but we want it just right before making it available. G37. I know everybody's been very eager to get progress reports on this project. We just posted up some photos of the vent surround. This car has been a challenge. It's the most complex kit that we have had to engineer yet. How it holds the vent surrounds, the clips that are in there. how we make things, being able to go in an order of operations that allows you to get it in and out of the vehicle from an install procedure based off of factory mounting holes. So we put some photos up in there. We're almost done with the face plates and the other different pieces on it, just putting final touches on those. Then we'll be able to get them out to test print as well. Gerald has also been working with a car, a car down in California, a G37 setup, so that we've been starting to log and test all of the climate control CAN bus side of things, also the plugs and connectors for the hazard switch replacement. So that work is going well. We've also created the bridge back and forth that we typically are using our climate control interface that we're using for the FRS, and being able to kind of use the similar commands from the tablet down, so that we've got end-to-end testing happening with the vehicle. So a lot of this is trial and error and working through each of the different settings. So that work is continuing as well, and lots of good positive forward movement on that. But it just takes time and iterations to be able to make this work. So that's pretty much where we are on the G37. We're getting really close to have those final models that we can actually share some pictures and get them out to test print. Next steps is getting that test print from Shapeways, which tends to take about a 3 to 4 week turnaround time. We've been lucky that Shapeways has been pretty good with their UPS deliveries, in that the production timelines that we have for our plastics seem to be okay. It's more of our electronic components that are taking time. So we're working through those different aspects and testing all the electronics end to end for the G37, so it's coming along well. Next update is the Genesis. So Genesis Coupe, we are awaiting plastics to come back from Shapeways. So those we'll have in our position to be able to do actual final testing in a vehicle to see how they fit, how they work inside of there. So it is in the mail and on the way back to us. So we'll have that soon. We also have been working on, we posted some pictures of the display that we'll be showing for the climate control inside of the vehicle. So this is not a touch display to manage the climate control, but this, since we're replacing the top screen, is that we are now going to be displaying what was in that top screen on the tablet. So as you're making your climate control adjustments, you'll be able to see that on the screen. So we've got the interface all set for those. Last step is being able to just pull those readings in and being able to display them. They're coming in via CAN bus. So we're working through the connectors for those. Similar stuff that we're doing with the G37, only we're doing it in read-only mode, and obviously the protocol is a little bit different for that vehicle. So again, making good progress there. We also are working through what does it take for the, I think it's the SPDIF interface for those with a premium sound system in the Genesis. That car uses a really weird specific protocol. PAC says they have a unit that I have here now that is supposed to work with that protocol, where it takes typical outputs from a head unit and will work with the stock amplifier and all of the Infinity system that's in there expecting this new protocol. But it also uses things like CAN bus to be able to adjust volume and other different things. So we will be sniffing and checking all of those different aspects as well for the car. Standard stereo systems is just a direct plug-in. It's being direct run from the head unit straight out to the speakers in the car. So it's a fairly simple installation. But I know the Hyundai guys have been dealing with this stereo install for quite some time and trying to find solutions around it. So that's where we are with the Genesis. Hopefully we'll get those plastics back soon. We'll be able to take some glamour shots and stuff of those and hopefully do a test install and record the install of what that looks like for the procedure for that vehicle too. So that's the Genesis. Last up, and there my light just ran out. Last up is we're going to talk about the WRX, so the 0507 WRX. That one, we have put the plastics up for sale. The last part that we have to do is the climate control. Our challenge right now is actually finding vehicles locally that we can actually pull some figures off of. We've got, we need to read some different things in at low throttle, high throttle, how different speeds does it adjust, because it's going to be more of an electronics component like we've done with the FRS to manage that climate control. So we're trying to find some folks locally where we can make that reading, but being able to kind of mingle with other different people and get those readings is kind of tough right now. So we're doing our best to see what we can figure out there. G35 as well, the last bits that we need for that. We don't have all of the deposits that we need to be able to move to the 3D position, but once we get the G37 3D models done, even if we don't have enough deposits, I think we'll likely start into the 3D modeling phase of that. Just didn't want to get that started yet since it's not fully funded and others have fully funded the other projects, so we want to get that 3D modeling done first. So yeah, I think that's all of the main updates. You'll probably notice that we've been doing beta updates to the software as well. So we've got the 3.9 beta that's out there. I think we're on beta 4 now. We've got a bunch of new improvements that are in there around brightness control, around uninstalling applications from the home screen, other different bug fixes that have been put in there. So we've got some different listings of what's all going into that. So if you're interested in being on the beta, please email us your Google ID to info@workshop12.com, and we'll get you set up so you can get some early access to that beta. So that's a lot. That summarizes kind of where we are with everything. Again, those that are waiting for kits to go out, we're doing the best that we can to try to get out there, and once we get those components in, we're ready to get everybody racked and stacked and those things fulfilled and out the door as quickly as we can. So with that, just like to thank you for sticking through to the end of the video, and we'll see you in the next one.